Well, how's it going, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Kris Hair here, the world champion crypto cowboy, hanging out with the horses again today. It's like Groundhog Day around here. Every day I'm out messing with horses. Here's one right here. He's a good boy. He's just a baby. He's only about 3 years old. He's got his life ahead of him. Starting to learn the ways of the horse. Oh, buddy. Yes. Well, hello. Hi. All right, so what are we talking about? We're talking about Bitcoin today. We're talking about crypto in general. Markets look a little weak this morning. You know, I think there's probably a case on Bitcoin to run up to about that daily 50 simple moving average. And then you may have a shot at about 74 to 76,000 here. It's really hard to say. Everything's just so volatile right now. You know, you could say it's going one way and then it's going to absolutely turn another. So I'm just kind of sitting out right now. Just want to wait and see what happens here. We're at a pretty big dividing line where one of two things happens. We either take off or we just don't. You know, Trump announced yesterday that the Iran conflict may be coming to an end. I had mixed feelings about that. These things always take way longer than what they're supposed to. And some of you guys may not remember it, but I want to take you back to the Iraq War and an aircraft carrier that President George W. Bush got on, put on all his flight gear, wanted to make an impression with a big banner that said mission accomplished. And we all know that's not what happened there. So we need to keep that in mind, but it did provide some relief, I think, for markets. Oil pulled back considerably after it made a considerable run. And we talked about oil last night. I still feel like there's a move up in it. And I still see $130 to $150 a barrel, guys. So I'm just kind of going to wait and see here. I don't think the conflict is over. I think we've got more downside. But if we don't, we probably need to be prepared. Now that you guys know the way I trade, if we're under the 50 simple moving average on the daily chart, I'm bearish. If we get above it, I'm bullish. It's just the way I trade, and a lot of people trade that daily 50 simple moving average. So we're getting close. I think it sets you up for an opportunity for a pretty nice short if we do reject off of it. And if we go over, then it's kind of how far up do we really go? Are we really finding support here? What's going on? And we've talked about that too. As long as we're above 60,000 and keep consolidating, maybe we are finding support here. But there's still a lot of check boxes, a lot of checkpoints that need to be made. Need to be clear before we start thinking about any additional upside. But the biggest thing here, guys, is going to be patience. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We don't want to get bored, because what the markets like to do here, guys, is they like to just chop around, range for a little bit. It gets traders like yourself and myself impatient, and then they just make them sporadic and do what they want to. That's why the liquidation heat maps are so important, and I would probably take a look at those. Now then, let's talk about all the oil, what's going on, what I've seen so far. It's been kind of quiet this morning. There's not a lot of news around it. But like I said, the G7 dropped about 400 million barrels of oil yesterday, so that's the reason oil kind of pulled back. I do notice around North Texas that gas has gone up to about $4 a gallon, diesel's about $5. So we're starting to feel the effects of it. I know we do have inflation numbers coming out this week. That's going to be pretty interesting, although that data will be on last month, so it may not have the oil factored in just yet. But if inflation numbers get bad, that's going to upset the markets as well. I think we do have some Fed minutes coming out this week. So a lot of things coming out that are going to decide where we go for the next few weeks to a few months. So we're going to watch that closely. But for right now, just kind of chilling out, hanging out with my horses. We decided to take a Mexico trip this weekend. We live on Thursday for Cancun. Should be a really good time. I'll just shoot some walk and talk videos from down there. I think I'm just going to take a break from the computer and from trading in general. Just decompress a little bit. It's been a busy couple of months. Horse show season's been in full effect. A lot of the world shows have gone on. I've worked my absolute ass off for the last 4 months, and it's just time to unwind for a little bit. But I will tell you, since we've been in this significant pullback since October, I have worked my ass off. And I'm going to tell you why, because I think we're sitting on a golden opportunity here. A lot of you guys probably came in right around the time Trump was elected back into the crypto space, and it was kind of a, you got in about halfway, 2/3 through the bull market, and then became exit liquidity for everybody else back early last year. Well, this year's a little different. If you're sticking around and you've liked and subscribed and followed my videos and followed me, this isn't my first bear market, guys. It's not my first bull market. I've been in this space a lot of years. Kind of strange for a cowboy, but I enjoy it. But I think we're sitting on a golden opportunity. We're going to watch volumes really close, especially as we move down any further. I've started watching my Nansen AI, just kind of watching to see if smart money comes in. I know there's some things on CoinGlass and Glassnode that we can use to kind of find that bottom as well, so I'm just kind of being patient here. But if we can get in on this bottom, and we start buying when smart money buys rather than when retail buys, got a pretty good shot to make some money here. And we're going to sit on this stuff 2, 3 years, maybe a little longer, but we're going to start taking profits early. And maybe by this time in 4 years' time, we'll be doing pretty well. I did notice Bitcoin reached a big milestone. There's over 20,000 Bitcoin that have been mined. I believe there's only about 1,000 left. So we do have, at some point, we have supply shock coming in where it's going to be harder to buy Bitcoin on the open market. So there's a lot of things at play here. There's a lot of things that say we're going to have a big run. We always heard super cycle, and I'm just not wondering if it's this next. So I just wonder if there's not some kind of super cycle brewing here. Be interesting if there was. But I think that's about covered it for today. There's not a lot. It's just kind of quiet. Markets haven't moved just a whole lot today. We'll take it. I've got a few more horses to shoot, and then I'm going to get home. We'll throw out another Bitcoin update tonight, kind of figure out where we're going and if there's any kind of opportunity for whatever. I don't know. It's just a boring market. We're just playing it back and forth just to wait and see. One day the market will move, and we'll be on top of it. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Tap that bell notification. Leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and I really enjoy hearing from you guys. Going to wrap it up. The old red pony here. Getting kind of bored. She's like, come on, man. Got to get back to my hay. Kris Hair, the world champion crypto cowboy. I really appreciate you watching. We'll see you down the road.